Alright, I have seriously got to get a haircut soon because I'm starting to look like Foreman. So today is the third race in the North Carolina State Championship. So instead of one single race now, they do 3, and it's the combined total points from those 3. You have to be a North Carolina resident. And this was the third race, so I really wanted to be okay on this day is what I'm getting at. All right, but if you want to skip ahead to the race, I know. I'm gonna put timestamp right here. Just fast forward to that and the race will start. But I do have some updates for everybody. And if you haven't watched the Mazeppa race, that was the last one, I will leave a link somewhere. If you saw that one, I had a almost tumor-sized muscle on my lower left back. It was huge. I finally hit the wall with it. I started feeling pins and needles in my lower left back, and then it felt like water was running down my left leg. So much so that I thought I might have pooped myself, which I didn't, thank God. Now apparently, that's not uncommon, especially when they saw my back. They even asked me immediately, did you feel a sensation down your left leg? It's like, yeah. So I went to PT, is where I'm leading into this. They gave me a ton of stretches to do. I did stretches for 2 weeks. And I still do them every day. It takes me about 40 minutes to an hour every night to do the stretches that I have been assigned. And then they have been giving me these workouts. It's a lot of core stability, strength training workouts. So I implemented them after stretching for 2 weeks. So I was really wanting to see how my back did at this race. I know I've got the legs to do well in these Cat 1 events, but it was halfway through the races, I was dying because of my back. It seriously hurt. This race was my test for my back. They told me it would be 10% better. So I was expecting this was a 5-lap race. I was hoping to make it 3 laps in. Let's just get to the race and I'll talk about it during the event. So I did only break out my GoPro for this race. I don't have a lot of the footage that I normally like to get of everyone else racing, predominantly because this race took place at 12:30, so it was midday in the baking heat and in the humidity of North Carolina. Everyone I went there with, I think, had heat exhaustion by the end of the day. Like, it was bad, but enough whining. Let's get to the race. So on the start line, the one thing that I really wanted to do, if my back was gonna kill me, I wanted to go out as hard as I could at the beginning, keep a really high pace, and then whenever I started having my issues, hopefully I had a big enough gap on the field and I could potentially hold that till the end. Typically I was lasting about 3 out of 5 laps. If I could last 4 out of 5 laps and limp in the last one, I would be ecstatic.
Going in 5 seconds. Thanks again for racing. On your mark, get set, go. Okay. Nice. Like I said, this first 2-ish laps, I wanted to put it on pretty hot and heavy because I wanted to test out my new back that I got. I mainly wanted to make it at least to the halfway point. If not 4 out of 5 laps, I wanted to be feeling good with my back, and the only thing that would be hindering my performance at that point would be my fitness. Pop out on the gravel here. I really wanted to keep the pace high, like I said, so I picked it up. There was a slight gap between me and Dan, and then Brandon, I think, was behind him. So I just kept the pace on because I knew that if I hit it like I was trying to attack, they would respond. They're not just gonna let me go at it on my own. Coming into lap 2 here, I was still holding steady at the front. I felt great. My back was not giving me any problems. And, you know, in turn, I kept the pace high. I wanted to keep going until I started to feel the fatigue, the lactic acid, the buildup. Right here, I think I actually heard it maybe on the playback a little bit. I think Dan let Brandon around. I think Dan had said that he had raced ORAM or something. Either way, Brandon came around him, and there was a little bit of a gap between Brandon and myself. I do a quick turnaround. Brandon's already back on my wheel. I shouldn't have turned around because I almost crashed.
Look, don't look back.
We're coming into the end of lap 2, and it is just myself and Brandon. We decide to try and keep the pace high because Brandon is actually right now tied for the lead of the North Carolina State Championship. So whoever beats who between Dan and Brandon today wins the state title. I was in 3rd place. So we kept the pace high. My goal for the day, I wanted to improve upon my 3rd place. So I tend to go one step at a time. That's obviously 2nd. So as long as I do 2nd or better, I would be complacent. I'd be happy.
I gotta take that one wider.
I mean, never mind. No, you don't.
Something that has been hampering me in these Cat 1 races. Both of them, like, I can get through, like, if it's a nasty rock garden or a super techie uphill, I'm good. It's cornering, man. I just don't have the momentum that those guys have, and I've got to work on that. And it's not like they're head and shoulders above me. Like, you can even see it here. He doesn't just immediately attack and crush my soul. It's much worse than that. He gains like 1 second in one corner, 2 seconds in another corner. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, that turns into 20 feet, that turns into, I can't see him anymore. I held his pace in the corners for about half a lap, I guess. The only thing that was saving me was my fitness.
No. Ooh, fried food.
By the end of the third lap, going into 2 to go, Brandon was gone, but anything can happen. So I kept the pace high, I kept pouring it on. And of course, Dan wasn't just gonna stop, so I had to make sure I kept the pace, something I could manage for 2 more laps.
Lap 4.
And then on the 4th lap as well, we started to run into a lot of lapped traffic. Everyone was super cool. Like, I at least want to point this out, guys. If you're on a small course like this, everyone is out here to race their bikes and suffer. I love it when people reciprocate respect and just general politeness on the trail. So I always try to warn them, you know, ride her back, let me around when you can, and they are always super cool about it. Everyone was super great. Thank you to everyone that raced today and helped everybody pass everybody. It was good.
On your left here. Thank you. Oh, I'm going. Thanks, buddy. Oh, I'm almost there.
Towards the end of the 4th lap, the inevitable happened. My back started hurting. So in a mountain bike race, I do believe your back will inevitably hurt if you're super exerting yourself, because I hear it across the board. Tons of people have back issues on a mountain bike. My back started hurting towards the end of the 4th lap, but it was different this time. So my lower left back wasn't giving me near as much problems, but my left butt cheek muscle actually started hurting quite a bit. At PT, they said that this could start happening because I am essentially, with these exercises, I'm doing rebalancing myself. Thank God the race was over, because I was about to die of heat exhaustion. It was so freaking hot, but I was super happy. I want to win one of these. I want to get the W before the end of the... I'm not saying that. I want to get the win before the end of the year. I'm going to keep pushing, keep doing my stretches, keep doing my workouts. We'll see what happens, but it was a ton of fun. I want to thank everybody who put the race on. This is a very odd year. This is a terrible year for some people. I'm thankful that we get a little bit of normalcy with these races. So thanks to everybody. If you do enjoy the races, like and subscribe, and I will keep putting them out. Other than that, I've got a lot of new bikes coming in that I will be opening and showing to everyone. At the end of the day, I was 2nd, 3rd in the state championship, and yeah, I was pretty satisfied. I will see everyone in the next video. Later.
In 3rd place, we have Cameron Moss. Second place is Daniel Schiermeyer. And your North Carolina State champion is Brandon Hicks. Sorry about that, guys. All right, now we're back on track.
Pure gold, pure gold. This is copper. Big pennies.
Yeah, don't sell those on eBay tonight or anything, all right? That's real stuff. All right, next up we're going to do your Cat 1 men 40 plus. In 5th place today we have Will McDaniel.
That's the big one.